New episode. Frescort.
Next one.
You good?
Yay. Let's go.
You concerned?
I'm a little bit, but that's okay.
Why, because of the title?
I don't know what it means.
Well.
Fresh escorts?
Alright, we're back.
Yay, we're back.
Let's talk about season 2, episode 4, Frescort.
Frescort.
Alright, so let's go to the past, and we're going to Emerson's past.
Yay.
Frescort was 5 months, 3 days, and 4 hours old when his mother planned his death.
Oh.
Eh.
The firm of Cod & Cod dedicated itself to the pursuit of truth at all costs. A pursuit young Emerson found badass.
So we meet his mother, Callista Cod.
Yay.
Who's pretty awesome, not gonna lie.
She's pretty badass.
Yeah. So we find out that when he was about 5 months old, his mother, I guess, like, planned his death and just, like, pushed the stroller down.
Yeah.
But it was only to catch a guy who was faking, he was committing insurance fraud. Mm-hmm. So the baby's fine.
Yeah.
I guess they worked together in a detective business when he was a kid.
Yeah, so it's very, like, Emerson was directly brought up into the life that he lives now, which is very interesting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And is that good for a child?
Questionable.
Okay. And but apparently, like, they're really close, and basically they vow never to lie to each other.
Yeah, because they're so used to uncovering lies of other people that they're like, don't need this.
But also we cut to modern day. Emerson's upset because his pop-up book, Little Gumshoe, is getting rejected.
Yeah, nobody wants to publish it.
Private investigator Emerson Cod was less successful in another venture, aspiring pop-up
I kind of
book
want this
author.
pop-up book.
Little Gumshoe
It goes, like,
was
lights
based
in
on
there?
the detective's childhood adventures.
Complex plot, lack of theme. Child endangerment, man, that's cold.
So, at this moment, Emerson Cod, a failure at fatherhood and fiction, decided to quit.
Aw, don't quit.
Aw, no.
You gotta just keep going, man. Mm-hmm. I just tell that to other people, not to myself, but that's besides the point.
Eventually, my brain will listen to its own messaging. Until that day.
That's not how brains work. Brains suck sometimes.
Amen.
But he's kind of like, all right, I'm done. We're not gonna. And he's sad. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we cut to the pie hole, and there's an elderly woman just, like, sitting there smoking, and everybody's kind of like...
Not buying anything, being a little crabby.
Yeah.
Know what you want?
Yeah. Nothing.
Perhaps you didn't realize this is an eating establishment, not a park bench, for example, where one can loiter and smoke and not consume food to one's heart's content.
Got a problem? We can take it outside.
So they're trying to figure out, like, who she is. Mm-hmm. And I think in, like, the one shot where you just, like, see, like, her finger and, like, the cigarette, like, really close in.
Yeah.
And then Emerson comes in, and he's sad. He wants a whole rhubarb pie.
Mm-hmm.
The whole pile, dude. And Mama, when are you gonna treat yourself in spring for a decent stogie?
The next time I trail a white-collar money launderer to Havana.
Aww.
People, I want to introduce you to
Love
the
this
PI
mama.
who taught me everything.
But then he smells the cigarette thing, and we realize that's his mother.
Yep.
And they and it's like, hooray.
Yay.
I forget the actress who plays the mom. Her name, at least. Deborah Mooney. You probably don't know.
I don't.
The only thing because I remember when I watched this episode, I'm like, the voice sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. All I realized that she was in Roseanne, and she was like, I think, like, the plastic company woman. She was like the wife, and she kept calling her Roxanne, and then hit her with a car. Anyway, don't really feel like getting into that whole thing.
Oh man. Okay.
So we find out. So obviously we find out this is Callista, and she's in town for a case. Mm-hmm. But she wants to see her son as well.
Right.
Good times. And Ned and Chuck are kind of talking. They kind of find it nice. And also we kind of bring up the little fact about Chuck found out who her mother is.
Yeah, and she's processing.
She's processing.
She's doing pretty well with it, but she's still got to process.
Yeah, I think, like, for a little bit, it's not going to, like, really come up much. But, like, it's going to be there a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we also learn that Chuck, because obviously you're kind of wondering, like, hey, like, Olive's back. What about the apartment?
Right. Because it was Olive's apartment that Chuck took over.
He felt alone, but he feared the truth would make him sound needy, so instead he lied.
It sure is. Superb.
Talk about your
He
feelings.
does not talk about his feelings.
Both.
Wanna head home with me?
Charlotte Charles and Olive Snook's decision to cohabitate was sudden, just like Olive's earlier decision to join a nunnery, where all her earthly possessions had been given to the poor.
Remember?
It was a gesture
Oh,
she'd
yeah.
all but forgotten.
Don't worry, all this will be gone by tomorrow.
Everything?
I figured you'd want to start from scratch.
Truthfully, Olive Snook did not.
With
What she
furniture?
wanted was a furnished apartment.
Scratch that. Let's be roommates.
Oh no, I couldn't impose.
Truthfully,
What could go
Charlotte
wrong?
Charles could. Like Olive Snook, she enjoyed
So we learn that Chuck and Olive are living together now.
Yeah, because, I mean, Olive didn't have any things in her, like, because she gave away all
Yeah.
her earthly possessions, so she's like, I'll take it. Like, yeah, let's live together, just so I can use your stuff.
And Ned's doing the thing he always does, which is he's kind of upset, but doesn't want to come off as needy, so not talking about his feelings.
Yeah. Buddy.
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 Because Chuck's spending a lot of time with Olive, and they're roommates now. And, like, you can kind of tell, like, they're kind of into it, but, like, there's definitely stuff they're not talking about.
Is there anything bigger we should discuss?
If you're referring to the time you made me an unwitting drug oaf your aunt.
No, I wasn't. And I'm also okay that you hid the fact that one of those aunts was really my mother.
Right, just like I'm A-okay with the fact that you didn't explain to me why you faked your own death. My, look at all those bridges.
And all that water flowing under them.
Chuck and Olive had simultaneous and
feel like this
sneaking
will be us one day.
suspicions that they
Because that's how roommates work. Also, apparently it's only a one bedroom because they have to share a bedroom. That's why you get an apartment. So that you don't have to share bedrooms.
That's true.
Because dorm rooms suck.
Yeah.
Although I think it's kind of worse because it's just like a room, one room for everything.
Yeah.
Well, not the bathroom, but like.
But for most things.
But so that's why you get an apartment. Because then all you really need to do is share a bathroom. Or when we were at Millersville and they had the new dorms.
Yeah.
When you didn't have to share, you just had to share a bathroom.
Those are pretty nice.
Those were nice.
I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty good. The new kids don't know how good they have it.
Right.
Because they don't even have to deal with the other stuff anymore. They don't have to deal with the hallway bathroom anymore.
Oh, that's true. I didn't hate that though.
It's what you got used to it, but man.
I didn't hate that, but like it was kind of nice just like having to just share a bathroom with somebody and not having to share, like I had my own living space.
Right. And not having to share a bathroom with 30 other girls.
I remember the worst thing was like, remember when I think it was like Hurricane Sandy and I was like taking a shower and then the lights started blinking. I'm like,
I used to take showers at like like after midnight in college, and then somebody would leave the radio on in the bathroom. It was a good time.
that sounds terrifying.
Oh no, it was great. Oh, it's so good because late night radio is one of my favorite things. That's a whole other story. But I adore late night radio.
I do actually remember I took a shower and then the fire drill went off. Or I was taking a shower and the fire drill went off. So I'm like freaking out because I'm like half naked.
Yeah.
But and like I think somebody was like either like a Casoto person like saw that like I was just desperately trying to get changed real quick so that like
Yeah.
cause I thought it was over like a real fire, so I'm like freaking out because I'm
Yeah.
just like I'm half naked. What do I do? So then I run and then somebody like pulled me like one of the I don't know, they just said like it's a drill, just stay, don't worry about it. And I'm like okay,
Thank you.
and I didn't get in trouble because I'm like to be like that's just awkward.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there's always the poor kid that gets stuck outside in the towel on the fire drill.
Well, I'm hopefully now like somebody like is there like that person for me wasn't just said it's a drill, you just stay inside.
Just stay in there.
Anyway, pushing daisies.
Pushing daisies.
So Olive and Chuck are living together. What could go wrong? So much.
So much.
But we'll get to that.
And damn sad me not knowing more about what's happening in your life. I know we're both busy, but it ain't right.
Emerson Codd agreed. It was no
It ain't
longer
right.
right to be in his mother's presence without coming clean and cleaning off their cornerstone.
Emerson and his mom Callista go back to the apartment, and she notices the book, but and it's like I kind of like the way her movement is of she's acting like she doesn't notice, but like she is noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're talking, and she's kind of upset that she doesn't know much about what's going on, and Emerson's about to tell her, but then Veronica Villanueva comes in.
Mr. Codd, I'm in desperate need of assistance.
What makes you so desperate?
Please, I'm opening my heart to you.
Just open that blouse.
You got a description of this Joe? be dental dam.
With a girl like that, you certainly should.
Talking about a dentist by the name of Dr. Eugene Halifax came to see me this morning. Seems Joe was a different friend to different people.
Meaning both your clients.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna thank Mama for getting you paid twice to solve one murder.
Hooray! And is inquiring about the murder of his best friend Joe. So I kind of like I think it's my heart is like I want for something, and then the mom's just like, just open up that blouse, and then pulls out
the money.
And then Emerson's kind of like wondering because he got a call from a dentist about the murder of his friend Joe.
Right.
So we're kind of wondering what's going on. All right. So something weird's going on. And then Callista's like, thank your mom for giving you 2 cases for one. So we're getting paid twice for 1 case.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yay.
Money.
No other motives there.
Nope.
But yeah, and it's interesting because they make it seem like this guy's like 2 different people kind of thing.
Yeah, because like with the dentist guy, he's like a tough guy who's tough on plaque. And then with the woman, he's kind of like a Cosmo Lovin', like just like your best friend kind of thing.
Yeah.
2 different people yeah. I wonder what that's like. Because of wonder why. Anyway.
Hey, you folks. What's going on?
You in the county morgue. Our condolences. Killer stitched it up poorly.
Let me see.
Oh! So we go to the morgue and we meet Joe. He seems nice.
Seems like a good guy.
He's got a stab wound, though.
He was stabbed in the back.
It wasn't very well.
And then it was tried to stitch back together. And
not very well.
Did not work well.
And then there's a ton of formaldehyde.
He's just filled with formaldehyde.
So somebody trying to preserve him.
Poorly.
And there's a lot of like spewing.
There's just fluid everywhere. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh, bless Downey. She was my one and only. I never got a chance to tell her how much I cared. Now she'll never know.
Any idea who'd want to pickle your gherkin?
None. I wonder if...
Well, it looks like we got to get friendly with a couple of best friends.
Oh! Are you confused?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we find out that, and then also Joe is basically upset that he doesn't get to see. He never got the chance to tell Downey that he loved her and that he was that she was his one and only. So, and he says, "I wonder if the murder has anything to do with my best friend." And then they kill him, and then more formaldehyde. So we bring in the 2 best friends,
right? To interrogate, of course.
To interrogate. Emerson close to do that.
Regular pull.
Who's Joe's best friend? I got it on good authority. Joe's BFF made him R.I.P. Who wants the title now? Where were you last Friday night, girlie?
Joe was the Frescort.
It's short for friend escort. Basically a friend for hire. You pick from the catalog. They become anyone you want them to be.
What's wrong with picking somebody the old-fashioned way? Walking up to them and saying, hi, my name is Blighty Blah. You like Bluty Bluin'? Me too. Let's be friends.
That's not how social anxiety works.
I get why Dr. Bashful needs a pimp.
Men only see me as a score, not yet scored.
And the women?
These.
Yeah, we got it.
It promotes instant jealousy. I was all alone, so I called in the professionals.
As Emerson Codd read the words, he was reminded of
Are you less
Frescort
concerned about the title now?
Yeah.
That his...
And we are interrogating them, and then we find out that that he wasn't actually their best friends.
Right. He is what they call
a Frescort.
A Frescort.
So he was hired.
He's a friend escort. So he was given money to be a friend.
Feelings on that?
I mean, like, if that's your thing.
Yeah,
why not?
But it's like mainly like going through people who like can't find friends any other way, which is really sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff out there.
Yeah, because like the one dentist guy, like we kind of see he's kind of socially awkward, and then the woman just can't really find a true friend
because she's very attractive. So the women are jealous of her, and the men just want her. So she can't have she doesn't have like a friend.
So we go to the company, My Best Friend Inc. So Olive and Chuck are gonna pretend to be like people who want to be hired by My Best Friend Inc. And then Emerson and Ned are gonna talk to the CEO, Buddy Amicus.
This isn't a question, more of a suggestion. Merely a tiny change of plan where Chuck goes undercover with me, for instance.
The pie maker's intention wasn't to make waves.
Olive and I had kind of come up with backstories and aliases.
And a secret incognito partner's handshake.
Yeah, it's nice.
Buddy Amicus.
My best friend, where everyone's in the
What
in
does that
crowd.
mean? It basically means it's friendly friend. Basically what it means.
Until 2 blitzing linebackers destroyed my knee. Suddenly, I was no different from all those nerds I put through hell. From that point on, I swore I...
Buddy Amicus.
He seems nice.
It's his friend Frenderson.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't like. He kind of seemed like he kind of seemed like that one like guy, like motivational speaker guy that like, not like a professional one, but like the one you would kind of like see in. No, he felt like those. Speaking of college, like the orientation leaders. Who like needed to give all these icebreakers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is why I skipped orientation.
Right.
I went for one day, and I'm like, I hate you.
I liked orientation, but I had band, so I had to skip most. I'm kind of cheesy. I didn't mind the icebreakers.
I hate icebreakers with a passion. I'm just like, can I just talk? Because you know what? Literally, like I skipped it to hang out with people in my hallway, and that was way better.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But so that's what he kind of gave off that vibe, and I'm like, ugh. So they're talking to him, but he gives a story about how he was like the star quarterback, and like everybody wanted to be like him, but then he blew out his knees.
Right.
So he decided to. It was like, all right, I was no better than any of them, so let me open up this business.
Right. So he had some kind of revelation that like maybe he should help the people who he was bad towards. Interesting.
No matter what the modern world says about gadgetry bringing us closer together, it's driven us further apart. We're isolated, all alone. But once
right
trained,
now-
my Frescort's our most valuable teaching tool.
How about a demonstration on my
Just
associate?
a lot of people use computers
Come on, you.
in this show.
No.
See, proper...
And then we also distract Buddy by having Ned want to play with this hugging robot.
Yeah.
Which is like one of those like school, it's made out of like those like school mats.
Yeah.
And then arms, and then he's just kind of like, and then meanwhile Emerson gets Joe's address.
Barb? Hi, my name is Kitty Pims, and this is Patty Boots. We're 2 highly motivated candidates ready to befriend the sad and lonely.
Now, can you fake it real? What?
Were you making fun of my stuttering?
No, I was just...
I don't stutter. But if I did, what you did would subtly put me at ease by saying, hey, you're okay. I'm okay. We're okay. Okay?
So Chuck and Olive sneak in, and their aliases are Kitty Pims and Patty Boots. And we meet Barb, and they're hired, and we find out that Frescorts cannot fraternize with each other or like be friends with no.
They can't have relations with each other.
Which is weird. Like, why can't they just be like friends, like, you know, like outside of work, like go to a bar, like after work?
Not really sure.
We'll get to that, but Barb's like, look, we'll keep it on the DL.
Yeah.
Why are they pathetic losers? Because they're alone?
Because they paying for something that's free.
There's nothing wrong with needing a little extra help. And I'm guessing you have no clue how to bake a rhubarb custard pie. But do I call you pathetic for paying me to do it? You've had a best friend since birth. Not all of us have been that lucky.
He's got issues.
You know, Mom and me ain't supposed to have no lines between us. Well, technically, I never lied, but I also never told her I have a daughter.
Well,
most mothers would consider that splitting hairs.
I guess I'm just embarrassed to have her know that my ex conned me. But you know what? I'm chucking my chagrin overboard. I'm letting loose the truth. Yep.
So we go to Joe's place, and Emerson's kind of like skeptical of the idea, and like Ned, who is clearly very alone and not talking and wants some kind of companionship, doesn't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
So like he's wondering that, like he's basically kind of defending this idea of saying like, look, some people like don't have a best friend constantly, like, and I don't judge you because you don't know how to bake a rhubarb pie.
Right. But just because that, you know, you pay for a service that fills in something that, you know, you don't have, you're not good at, don't have the capacity for, doesn't make it a bad thing.
Right. And then we also say like Emerson said that like he hasn't told his mother about the fact that he has a daughter, which like pause.
Yeah.
You haven't told your mother.
Yeah.
That she has a granddaughter.
Yeah. No.
Which, like, question mark?
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath and look her straight in the...
There it is. There's one. I found an eye for you.
What's the matter? Cat got your eye? Sorry, it's just glass. Yeah, it's for a sculpture that I'm working on.
We're private investigators looking into a murder.
You good?
You lost a roommate too?
And girlfriend, same person.
Your roommate/girlfriend died?
Yeah. I mean, no. She moved out. Sorry, doesn't compare, not even remotely.
You're not completely alone though. Golden retriever, right?
Yeah, Digby. Who would be a source of comfort if he didn't prefer living with my girlfriend, her new bestie, and their pig?
You wear the jokes.
Wish you could, but you can't. See, I'm late for something. But seriously, come back anytime.
That's not sus at all.
And there's like the one gag about like I'm gonna look my mother in the eye, in the eye.
Yeah, and there's an eye in their face. Heyo.
And we meet Joe's roommate, Randy Man.
Randy Man.
David Arquette.
Oh yeah. Very good.
But so you know who David Arquette is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the second famous Arquette. The second most famous Arquette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first obviously clearly being Patricia Arquette. Let's be real.
I mean, there are many Arquettes out there.
There are, but I know, but like Patricia's the one with the Oscar, so she's like.
It's true. So she takes the top tier there.
How many Arquettes are there?
I don't know. I can't keep.
I can
track.
think of 4. Patricia, David, Rosanna, Alexa?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I do not know.
Alexis Arquette. Yes. Okay. Those are the 4. I think there might be another one, but that's the 4 I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet him and Randy Man, and he seems sweet, but also a bit.
He's a little off.
A little off.
He's a little off.
And Ned kind of seems to get along with him.
Yeah. Because he's a little quirky. Ned's a little quirky.
Yeah.
So I think they see it.
But then he's also like, hey, don't go in these back rooms. I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, we're getting weird vibes about Randy.
Yeah, yeah.
Randy's also a fun guy's name. You grab a beer with Randy, grill a brat with Randy, pick up chicks with Randy.
And
Oh, Ned found the new friend.
freezer with Randy.
I've never seen your back room.
I've never seen your front room.
I've never seen your front door. Where do you live anyway?
Your son's very secretive.
Well, he didn't get it from me.
My heezy ain't none of y'all's beezy.
Offal, OFFAL, animal organs and innards, for meat pie.
So awful like this idea. I'm not leaving Ned alone with Backroom Randy. This place is full of freezers. Perfect for body stuffing.
It's also full of customers. Hey, come on in, Randy.
Yay!
All right, girls number 1 and 2, get to Frescort.
What's the worst that can happen?
Damn it. My target's...
We do need to distract him a bit. So meanwhile, like everybody's meeting at the pie hole, they're kind of like discussing what they found out, including Callista's there too, and she's kind of like wondering that like her son's keeping secrets. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then Randy Man comes as his distraction because we gave him a coupon for free cooking class.
Yeah.
And he brought some offal.
Which is animal innards.
Yeah, for meat pies.
Meat pies.
So hooray! So we're gonna make
Yay.
some meat. So Ned's gonna hang out with Randy, maybe get some fat of him to make meat pies. Chuck and Olive are gonna go back to my best friend Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And Emerson wants him and his mother to go stake out Joe's apartment.
Right.
But Callista's gotta go do something else.
She has other things.
The weight of the untruths about his missing daughter grew
Aw.
heavier, so heavy.
Freeze!
So many dead bodies.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He's in a taxidermy.
Which?
Holy Noah's nutty as a fruitcake hog.
I mean, not murdery.
Yeah, right?
I mean, let's see, murder the animals.
Right.
It's fine. So then that's where everybody's going. Emerson stakes out the apartment and also finds out that Randy is also a Frescort customer.
Right.
And Joe's buddy, and also he had an overdue payment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into a secret room, and it turns out Randy's into taxidermy.
Yeah, he's really he has a lot of dead animals.
Like, is that weird?
There could be worse things.
Like, I don't like taxidermy because I don't like the idea of dead things staring at me.
Yeah.
That's just me, but like I don't really find, but like if you're into that, that's fine.
It doesn't automatically make you a bad person.
No, especially like if you didn't kill the animal.
Correct.
Like if the animal just died and then you want to stuff it, that's fine. And even like molding it in shapes, like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make you that bad. But also there's some appendix.
There's just there's straight up a human appendix.
Joe's appendix.
In a jar.
And formaldehyde. So that kind of doesn't look good for Randy. See?
Aren't you gonna chow down?
I'm a vegetarian.
This stuff will make you strong. At least that's what my mom used to say.
Why?
I had loose ligaments as a kid. All the kids at school made fun, but I didn't care. I just played with my pets. Because pets are cool with you no matter what. Like your dog, Digby, right? He digs you just the way you are, forever will too.
Yeah.
Gotta stop going on about stuff like this. Makes me seem like a weirdo.
However, the pie maker did not see a weirdo.
Meanwhile, we cut back to the pie hole, and Randy's eating in the meat pies, and Ned says he can't because he's a vegetarian. And like, I don't think I got that at one point when I first watched it. And then I'm like, oh wait, if he eats meat, that sounds really gross.
Yeah.
I didn't really get that the first time. I just was like wondering, like, did he just not want to eat whatever the meat pie was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds so gross. Like, you can't eat meat because it'll just...
Wait, I mean, he just has to touch it twice.
Like, bite it twice.
Yeah, just be like...
So I guess he can eat meat if he wants to.
He's probably, yeah. I guess it depends.
I kind of wonder if, like, he was, like, eating something at one point. But then also, like, I wonder, like, meat's, like, so processed.
Right.
Like if you had, like, a ham sandwich, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna go, like, oink?
Be scary. It's probably gonna just like...
But we did find out about Randy a bit, like... I guess, like, the thing that kind of made me think, like, maybe he wasn't doing anything wrong is that he seems awkward.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like he cares that much that he was awkward. And we find that he was, like, a mascot at one point, and, like... But then him and Ned are bonding a bit.
Yeah.
The minute we met, I knew you'd be okay. So I brought it along and hit it all back. See?
Yeah, sure.
That's terrifying.
No, that's Butterscotch, my dog.
Digby's
you said your
fine.
golden retriever was staying with someone else, so I thought I'd lend you mine. He's been my best friend since I was 5.
This is how you repay him?
If you had the chance to hold on to someone you loved after he or she died, wouldn't you?
In fact, the pie maker had, twice. But instead, he said, "Please leave."
But then he says, like, look, I wanted to give you something. Like, I'm going to show you my, like, hobby. Which, like, here's the thing with taxidermy. Like, it's fine that you do it, but you need baby steps for that.
You have to preface it.
There's some hobbies you need to preface.
Yeah.
Like, us, like, I don't know, like, I try to, like, want to hope this will become more of a hobby, but, like, we don't need to preface it.
Right.
I don't need to preface the fact that, like, I knit.
Right.
Or, like, play The Sims as a hobby.
Nice.
Or, like, your hobbies that you don't need to, like, probably not preface.
Yeah. You don't need to know about them. Or, like, I don't have to, like, work them up and be like, listen, I do this thing, right? It's, like, kind of weird, but, you know.
You mean you're writing on the...
Yeah, like that, like I write. Like, I just gotta be like, I write, and you'd be like, oh, cool.
But taxidermy, you kind of need to preface. Randy doesn't do that and just has, like, a dead stuffed dog. Which, like...
Golden Retriever.
Golden Retriever. So, like, we're thinking it's Digby.
So Ned's like, Digby!
It's not Digby.
It's not Digby.
Digby's fine.
Yeah.
It's his old dog, It's Randy's old dog, Butterscotch, and Ned's clearly upset. So
yeah, because he did it as, like, a bonding thing, because earlier, Randy found a Golden Retriever hair. Ned was like, oh, Golden Retriever. And then Ned was like, yeah, I have one, but I don't get to see it because he likes to hang out with my girlfriend more than me. And so that's how he was showing his way of connecting and bonding to him by saying, oh, you don't get to hang out with your Golden Retriever, so, like, here's mine, which is dead.
Baby
and taxidermied. So he's well-intentioned. He is not quite good at the execution.
Yep, but then Emerson comes in and basically reveals that, like, this is all, like, a scheme.
You a sick man, Randy, man.
That's why I don't ever tell people about it. They don't understand. You don't think
been-
it's twisted, do you?
Of course he does. He was just here babysitting while I was gathering evidence against your murdering ass.
Liar. I offered him a deal. To be my roommate rent-free. He agreed. Said it'd be like a real friendship.
That why you kept a piece of him? Joe's appendix. No need for formaldehyde.
That appendix is mine, formerly Joe's. He gave it to me as a joke. And to thank me for taking him to the hospital when I burst. But it was someone at work. Must have been serious, though. Joe was even gonna quit so they could be together.
Okay. In a way to get into Randy Man's apartment.
Right.
But he kind of like has excuses, not excuses, but like alibis for what those things mean. Besides like the taxidermy, which is just like a hobby,
Right.
Which doesn't mean you're a murderer.
Doesn't mean you're a murderer.
No,
It
unless
could.
you kill the animals in order to taxidermy them.
Unless you kill things and then tax stuff them, then that's murder.
Wait till they're dead.
Yeah.
Like if a dog dies, stuff it. It's fine. Or not. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
But we find out that yes, he was behind on his payments. So then Randy and Joe made a deal that Joe could live with them rent free.
Yeah.
In order to pay back. So that seems reasonable.
That's fine.
And then the appendix, which like is that what an appendix looks like? I don't know.
I sure. But yeah, the appendix was
a joke.
Yeah, it was. Joe gave it to Randy as like a joke because of like he has this thing about organ.
Yeah,
about,
so it's like it's a
innards.
joke, and then also for thanking him for bringing him to the hospital.
Oh yeah.
So far, Randy doesn't. He just seems like kind of weird.
They don't, as far as I know, they don't let you keep your organs when they remove them. I've asked.
Can you ask? Have you had organs removed?
Sure. I had my gallbladder removed when I was a child, and I tried to ask if I could have it.
Well, I don't think they're gonna give it to a child.
But I wanted it. I was like, can I have it in a jar? And my mom was like, no.
That wasn't the doctor. That was your mom.
My mom told me the doctor said no, but I'm starting to think that maybe she just said no because she didn't want my inside organ outside in a jar in the house. So I'm gonna have a talk with my mother later. Did the doctor actually say I can't have it, or did you just say that?
So we find that out.
I really wanted it though.
I'll nose through my How to Flatter and Reassure the Profoundly Ugly Symposium.
And I've got a CD Mixes That Matter lab in 5 minutes, so maybe someone there will know.
4 crosses gilding.
Thanks, but I don't do the acrosses. I only do the
Downs. Barb, you're downy. Tissue.
I can't reach that. I just.
How big were those? So we do that. We tell Chuck and Olive what's going on. And so then they're in the locker room like discussing stuff. And then Barb comes in and like asks about like crossword, and the word is propinquity.
Good word.
Yep. And she's like, okay, give me another one. And then apparently we learn that Barbara doesn't do the across, she only does the downs.
The downs.
So she's Downey.
So which sounds familiar to, yes, the name Downey.
Yep. And then she starts to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And then shoves Chuck and Olive into a locker, which seems uncomfortable.
Yes.
It would have been really bad if it was Ned and Chuck.
Oh, yeah, that would have been bad.
Yes. Oh, no.
Oh, hell no.
Also, then we cut to Emerson at his office, and somebody's sneaking around.
Yeah.
It's his mother.
It's his mother. They have a tussle.
Mama.
Yes, dear.
I can't breathe.
Yeah? I gave you breath. And this is the thanks I get?
Unable to decipher anything but the words E and cod, Missy phoned directory assistance, mistaking her garbled E for a C.
A thinly disguised tell-all to show the world what kind of horrible mother I am.
No, did you even read it?
Didn't have to.
They do have a little tussle, and because she's upset about the book, because we find out that like basically the publisher made a mistake and sent a letter to Callista about the rejection letter.
Yeah.
And then she thinks that it was like a veil thing to say how bad of a mother she was.
Right, because she thinks that because a lot of the things there's because the book is called Little Gumshoe, which is what Callista calls Emerson. So she's assuming that while she didn't really read the book, she thinks it's like a tell-all about like his childhood, which of course is like very unconventional. And then basically his way of saying that like telling the world that she was a bad parent.
Yeah, but that's not. And then he basically says like, no, I have a daughter, and this is like a map for her to find me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about my daughter.
What daughter?
She's 7.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't even tell my friends.
Well, I'm not your friend. I'm your mother.
Oh, now you my mama. Damn. That's shrewd, woman. You faked a fraud case. You set off your own beeper. You even make sure I took 2 clients at once so I'd be doubly busy. All so you could poke around in my personal life. You know what the sad thing is, Mama? I was gonna tell you everything.
And they have a little, it's like a sad, like, they can't, it's like ending kind of a relationship in a way.
Right, because they were so strong with their, like, the fact that they don't lie to each other. And then now that even the idea of lying has come up, that, it really damages the relationship.
Yeah, so that sucks.
Oh, it's sad.
But I think it's the idea of, like, they would act as friends unless she got upset, and then she would act like his mother.
Right.
So that was the whole thing. So everybody's mad at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to the locker.
That'd be my Frisia hair detangler that you said smells amazing yesterday.
Wish I hadn't now.
Wish I hadn't told you those capris made you look taller. No, I'm a truther because I came clean unprompted. There is no center of the universe because our universe is forever expanding.
Like your neediness. Wah, respect my feelings. Wah, don't fence me in. Wah, don't treat me like I'm dead. Well, if you're so dead, how can you be so needy? Oh, right. You're selfish. Help! Help us! Anyone help!
You have this little sad, pining look on your face of, oh, Ned, why can't you love me? And then I feel like a complete jerk for being in love with my own boyfriend.
Yeah, boyfriend you don't touch.
I told you we can't.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
And Chuck and Olive, and they finally kind of have all their stuff out because it starts off with some shampoo. Mm-hmm. And then they finally are upset about, like, there's a bunch of stuff they've been keeping from each other. Right. And, like, the fact that, like, Chuck gets upset that, like Olive clearly has a crush on her boyfriend. And, like, she feels, like, bad that, like, she feels like she can't be affectionate when, like, the 3 of them are together. Or, like, say anything when, like, Olive maybe does something.
Right.
And, like, she can't really, like, say anything to Ned because, like, he's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just, like, upset and, like... Olive said that, like, she's, like, forcing her to, like, keep the secrets about, like, faking her death and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And so fun times. So everything's out, and then they, like, kind of end their friendship, and maybe there's a move-out thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
What happened?
Roommate squabble brought on by the
Thank
suspicious
God it
actions
wasn't
of Barb,
Chuck and
aka
that.
Downey, who is definitely a person of interest. Oh, no, Barb.
Oh, good kitty, you got out of the locker.
Her lungs are crushed. Who knows CPR?
Or...
Oh, good idea. Okay, breathe.
And then we tell them who Downey is.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go to the office to see if we can find her, and she dead.
Yeah, she did. She was sweet.
She was sweet, but she got crushed by the hugging machine.
Yeah.
And then we find out that, down a bit, okay. So we find out that Joe and Barb were secretly dating, because like we said, they can't date or anything. And, basically, and they were kind of wondering what they were going to do, and we kind of, what was it? I think we found out through... Oh, Randy kind of said that, like, he was going to leave the company.
It was so serious that he was going to leave the company.
Yeah.
So
The only place my relentless positivity and encyclopedic knowledge of hair braiding meant something. I couldn't hurt Joe. When he was around, I could be my true self. Only now, I'll never know if it was just our mutual passion for crosswords that brought us together, or if he felt the same way.
You were his one and only. He was about to leave the company for you.
Wait a minute. Joe didn't work that night.
He was moonlighting, a standing sports date.
Who with?
That's when the dial got turned to 11 by the Spartan. I tried to fight. Grabbed this from his helmet.
You did good, Barb.
together.
So they could be together, and it's kind of sweet, and also, like, her lungs are crushed, so, like, they have to...
Oh, yeah, they have to, like, inflate her so bad.
And then Barb says that there was like a Spartan thing, and that was kind of like saw that and it was kind of crushing her with the machine, and then we, kill her again, and then we dead her again, and then Buddy comes in and he's like, "What's going on?" And we kind of explain it, and I kind of like the way that like Emerson's kind of explaining that like, because at this point, I think like right before Buddy comes in, Ned reveals that Randy was a mascot,
right?
Yeah.
Randy was an uncoordinated bleacher leecher.
Aww.
He told me the kids at school teased him mercilessly for it.
With Kitty?
Yeah, Kitty's with me.
What's wrong with Barb?
Oh, she's dead, thanks to your happy hug machine.
Not Barb. Someone call the police, tell them there's a vindictive person with low self-esteem on the loose.
There's no Randy Mann listed.
So then we reveal it to Buddy about like what's going on, and then I just like the part where Buddy's like, "What happened to Barb?" And then I'm just like, "Oh, she's dead."
Oh, she dead. It's like, oh no, not Barb.
No. And then Buddy's like, "I'm going to go and evacuate the building. There's a crazy killer guy on the loose." And oh no.
That was close.
On our hands.
Oh. Too late for that.
This is fine.
They just dead people all over the place.
I think like at some point like somebody falls or something.
Yeah.
Or, like we're looking for something, and then there's like this like there's like a statue of like a football player.
Right.
And that falls over. So then Ned trying to get it back up, and then touches.
And apparently there's a dead body in there.
So questions?
Yeah. How'd they get the dead body in there? Who is it? What is it? Why?
Too many
Pourquoi?
questions?
So many questions. What are the answers?
I mean, you kind of wonder like why does Buddy have a dead body in his? And it's like dressed up like a football player.
Yeah, because he has like this. It seems like he has this weird obsession with like the glory days.
So
a lot of football memorabilia and all that jazz.
Yep.
Maybe if you took off your helmet.
Oh, helmet on!
Sorry about that. We weren't expecting such a leathery mummy-like. Can you speak? We would
You okay?
really like to know who you are.
It's so wild.
You're the Spartanburg West quarterback. Buddy killed you too.
Well, and I do like the part because he has like a helmet on, like a face on, so they're like, "All right, can you like take off your helmet?" And then he does, and he's like, "We're like, no."
And you can't even see it because the body is so decomposed.
Because it's probably been like
it's been poorly preserved, and it's been probably a good 20 years.
So we find out that this body is Ares Christopoulos, and he was the quarterback, and Buddy was the mascot.
Yeah.
So Buddy lied.
Buddy lied.
And so I wonder who the killer is.
Wonder who the killer is.
Is it the guy in the Spartan suit and a sword pointed at Chuck?
That could be. The person with a thing that's the same size as what's been stabbing people in the back.
The facts were these. As a teen, Buddy Amicus was unknown and invisible.
Would that not count then?
We've been out of bounds by that point.
Yeah.
The Spartan felt the... Buddy thought Ares, his hero, would save him.
Oh
The
no.
realization that
Oh.
Why'd you give him a
years
real
of
sword?
dermatology, orthodontics, and steroid abuse transformed Buddy Amicus.
Perhaps.
So we find out that Buddy was not popular or even noticed really,
Yeah.
but also a bit crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was a bleacher leecher, so he was like, so he wasn't doing anything, but then he kind of got it in his head that one of the football players was his friend, and he wanted to like, you know,
He was like basically
do something.
Yeah, like the quarterback throws the football that's meant for a girl, but then hits him in the head, and he's like thinking that like, okay, so I'm best friends with the quarterback, even though they don't never talk.
Right.
So then he becomes the mascot for the Spartans, and at some point, like during a game, he's like in the field and then like pokes the ball with the sword because apparently they gave him a real sword ?
Yeah.
And then they end up losing the game, which I don't think that's how that works.
It's sometimes stupid things like that prevent things, but
No, but I'm wondering like if something like that prevents it, wouldn't you just go back and like because like you know what happened?
Football is weird. So
But doesn't it also happen in the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
that was baseball.
But still, like that shouldn't have been a thing.
I think that has happened before though.
But that doesn't. That you should have a redo then, because it wasn't a player.
Well,
I'm right.
It's it's sports. Sports rules. So I know about sports. Anyway, but yeah, so he ruined the game for them and then had to suffer the consequences.
Yeah, like all the players are like they strip him down and they tie him up with jock straps, and then we see the Ares come in, and he's also like upset and like as well because he thinks like his best friend is gonna protect him, and then nope,
he does not protect him.
So then he stabs him with a sword. Again, why did they give a mascot a real sword?
I mean, they gave it to like some weird nerd. I don't think they thought that he was gonna go on a killing spree, but he did.
But you wouldn't give a real mascot a weapon.
No.
Let's be honest. You give them like a plastic sword.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, who triggered in him a new, albeit familiar, obsession. The realization that another friendship had been another lie drove Buddy mad and murderous yet again.
What was it? Years of like orthodontistry and steroid abuse.
Yeah.
And then he became like the guy everybody wanted to be friends with and opened up My Best Friend Inc. And then Joe accidentally hits him in the head with a crossword that was meant for Barb.
Yeah.
And he gets kind of the same delusions again.
Yeah.
But he's like, but I'm the big man on campus. So everybody wants to be my friend now.
Right.
And like Joe kind of seems like he probably didn't like dislike him.
Right. He was probably like pretty like okay.
Joe seems like a nice guy who didn't deserve this.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, most of the murder victims don't deserve it. But then he said he was going to resign in order to be with Barb. Mm-hmm. And Buddy was like, but, and then went delusional and murdered and stabbed him again.
I tried to preserve him like I preserved Ares.
But deep down, those clients never stop feeling like weirdos who need to be fixed. And so they keep paying, hoping that someday those feelings will go away, but those feelings never go away.
I'm killing you first.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye, friend.
Nice. Play ball.
With the
and then he was going to try to preserve him, but then the formaldehyde messed up with that with the asthma.
Yeah, he kind of screwed up the formaldehyde thing, which is why he was spewing formaldehyde.
Yep, and then Buddy said he just wanted to help the friendless, and then Ned kind of brings up that his customers never stop feeling like weirdos because they have to hire somebody to be their friend, and they can't make a real friend.
Right, because it feels like that their inability to make friends is like a problem that needs to be fixed instead of just like embracing who they are.
And then Emerson hits him with a bat. So hooray.
Yay.
This is Digby, by the way. Digby, say hi to Randy.
Oh, aren't you a nice boy? So unlike your owner.
I deserve that, like us, with strange hobbies or talents or gifts that we try to hide because we're afraid it makes us seem weird or turns people off. But that's a mistake. What makes me unique has brought every person I love into my life.
No good to somebody else unless you're good with being with just you.
Word. We're good with that, right?
Advice an alone pie maker could use.
We're good with that, right?
Yeah. We got
The
each
pie
other.
maker obtained Buddy Amicus.
Then Ned brings Digby and some pies to Randy to apologize. And says like they're kind of just like talking about like, hey, you can like don't need a friend to be, you can like be yourself and that kind of thing.
Right.
And then Randy like brings up a thing of like it's also okay to be alone. Like that's what Joe told me. You need to love yourself before you can like be a good friend. Mm-hmm. Those are good words, Randy.
Good words, Randy.
Are we gonna take them to heart?
A little bit. But
until your anxiety foils up.
Anxiety, it's fun. No, it's not. But yeah, so good on you.
And then Ned decides to throw like a little like mixer at the pie hole.
And while the intention was good, the evening was an unmitigated disaster. Until the second hour, when everyone finally started to come out of their shells.
Sorry. You can't.
But you promised me comforting. You're my king-size duvet of goose-down goodness.
I know. Selfishly, I want to duvet you right this second, but I've got to work on being okay with being alone, and you've got to work on your friendship with Olive. We might not like it, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm. You gotta work on your problems. You can't run away from them.
I'm gonna need a pie.
Which, like, you know, A for effort, but at first it doesn't really go very well because everybody's like...
But eventually everyone opens up.
And it's nice. It's a nice thing. And then Chuck says she's going to move back into the apartment with Ned because, like, the friendship thing didn't really work out. And then Ned's kind of like, actually, I want to be alone. Like, I need to learn how to be alone.
Right. It's like you have to you have to face your problems, and Ned has to face the fact that like he has to be okay with himself before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be okay with himself before he can accept somebody back in with him, and Chuck has to learn how to be a good room, or learn how to not run away from her problems with the roommate issues she's having.
So then they decide to make it up with shoofly pie, which we were wondering what that is, which I'm going to look it up. It's a molasses pie or cake.
Ooh, molasses. That's all sugar, baby.
From a traditional form among the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah.
In the 1880s, we ate it with strong black coffee for breakfast.
Ooh.
What else? Is it just molasses?
And other pie.
Crumb cake baked into a pie crust. Molasses flour, brown sugar, egg, and water. Although it's fine. I think I messaged to you because after we watched Over the Garden Wall. I was about to say Beyond the Garden Wall, which I knew was
Over
right.
the Garden Wall.
That video come out eventually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we watched that on Halloween as well, and I kept saying I have the potatoes and molasses song stuck in my head.
Nice. Oh, potatoes and molasses. Good song.
And then I was also having that one thing from Bravest Warriors?
Which thing from Baby
Sugar Peas!
Drop them!
Okay! I love Catbug.
Catbug is good. Oh, good times.
Good times. So then Olive and Chuck reconcile. Hooray.
Oh, I'm a sucker for shoe fly.
What's in shoe fly?
Are we gonna be able to fix this?
We want to know?
We should assess.
I don't think it's
working on
flies.
me having feelings for your boyfriend. You're staying?
Is that a good or incredulous question mark at the end of that question?
Oh, very good.
Aw.
Besides, the heavy lifting is behind us.
We've laid that cornerstone of truth.
Pounded that sucker into place. Besides, it'd be
And they're going to keep living together.
Yay.
And then Ned is alone with a pizza pie, which, like, I've never been able to eat, like, a full...
I haven't eaten a full one in one serving. I've almost eaten cauliflower thin crust pizza before, but that was like slightly.
That's like
bigger.
a personal. I've eaten a personal.
It wasn't like a personal. It was like slightly smaller than a regular pizza, but bigger than a personal pizza. So.
Yeah. Also, I think I forgot to mention that.
Emerson Codd had a reunion of his own.
Was about to get on a plane. That same regret had me turning around running back here.
No.
You were right. Book ain't stupid. Story is. This is about your childhood with your crazy mother. You tell that to a kid at bedtime, he'll piss a box springs. You gotta write about the grown-up Emerson Codd. How great he'd be as a daddy. Do that, your little girl come running back in no time.
No. Emerson and his mother reconcile, and she actually read the book and, like, gives him notes and basically saying, like, this is about your life. Like, why don't you, like, write about, like, the grown-up you?
Yeah, like you know, if you're writing this as a map to your daughter, make it, you know, tell her about the good father you're gonna be.
Yeah.
And not, you know,
Your
things
life.
in your past.
Yeah. And then also Chuck comes in and she's, like, wrapped up in a blanket to see Ned. And they're like,
Different sort. The quiet, solitary bachelor kind.
have you ever eaten a whole pie?
Until-
Pizza pie? Not personal.
Oh, no.
Almost,
Disaster
got
with
close.
Olive?
It went really well.
You know, my duvet was metaphorical.
Yeah? Well, so was mine.
I've really missed you.
Wrapped, and basically it's kind of like a, hey, like, we're so good, and then just, like, drops it and she's naked.
Yay.
Hooray.
Hooray.
I mean, what else are they gonna...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. It's just really funny. I'm like, well, now we're here.
They can't do anything
You
else.
can't do anything else. So save that for your X-rated fan fictions, please.
And that's it.
And that's the thing.
What'd you think?
This is interesting. Okay. Things I like about this episode. I like Emerson's mother. She's a cool lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a fun, good time all around. But I like her, and I think it's really interesting that, like, Emerson's conflict with her is not. So this episode, like, a lot of stuff is, like, you know, about telling the truth. That's like, it's a big theme of the episode is, like, being honest, telling the truth. But, like, Emerson is never directly tries to hide it. Like he realizes his mistake early on was that it let it get to this long without revealing the information, and he's very intended to tell it.
Yeah.
But he keeps getting interrupted. So it's not like the other conflicts as far as truth telling where it's like, we're hiding it because we're not sure about how people are going to feel about it. He's like, oh, I need to come clean. Like he still respects that role with his mother, even if it's just been a long time, because he never lied, but he just never told the truth, and he realizes his mistake. But it's just the thing that he didn't get to, and then that is what causes issues. So it's not like it's, so I think that was really interesting. Because Emerson's always the one who's trying to tell people just like, either just don't or you do.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. What else do I like? I don't know how I felt about it was the whole concept with the Frescort thing was weird. It's not the concept of the Frescort, but like the company and the buddy guy. I didn't know how to feel about that.
To be fair, he was a murderer.
Yeah, right. Well, it was kind of weird because it's like, it's like I think everybody should be friends, but also I'm a weird, like psychotic delusional guy, and you're like, I don't know how I felt about that.
I think the idea that like people like you should have like friends and everybody like should be that, but then it's also like this idea of like you don't feel like you can make you can't do it on your own, and like paying for it kind of still makes it doesn't really like solve it's like it's not solving a problem, it's just kind of like masking the problem. And like in your head you do kind of remember like I'm paying this person to like me and be my friend, and they're not actually my friend. But like maybe it can develop into a friendship. Like it seems like Randy, Man, and Joe are friends,
right?
At some point,
yeah.
So like maybe it can, and then like you actually become friends. But like maybe my best friending should have been like a thing where you just like meet up, where you just like mix around with people,
right? You just like have some like gather with some pals.
Like I feel like it was like that, and you just like maybe like paid to like go to a meetup,
right?
And not like pay somebody
to pretend to be your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. So, but yeah. So anyway, liked Emerson's stuff. I always like Emerson's stuff. So always a good time with that. And remember, kids, it's okay to be alone. You gotta be cool with yourself.
With some pizza.
With some pizza. Yeah, actually, not a bad idea.
I want pizza.
Pizza.
God, we're so hungry.
We're so hungry. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I really like this episode. I think it's like, I find this one kind of like okay. I still go back to it once in a while, but like I think it's okay. But I'm also thinking of like the episodes coming up. I'm like,
are they like things we want to get to?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm excited.
Oh.
So yeah, like I enjoy this one. We obviously, maybe some characters might be coming back.
Oh, that would be fun.
I don't know if it's who you want, but like it might be a thing.
I'm curious.
Okay.
Curious. We will see.
But yeah, like, and I didn't really mind the idea of like a Frescort. I mean, like the idea seemed kind of silly, and like I kind of didn't really fully expect the dummy to be a zombie type, or like,
right.
That was like oh no.
That was kind of weird and funny, kind of thing.
I feel like unfortunately that might happen to Ned a fair amount, which sucks. And like I think it's like also points out like the idea of like Ned has like these insecurities, and the point is that like they're not a good insecurity and needs to grow.
Right.
And
it's got to be open about it.
I kind of wish like we knew more about like Ned's. I wanted to learn about Ned's psyche because it just seems really interesting of like all that like abandonment issues and like.
Ooh, I smell emotional issues.
Yes. All right. There's not really much trivia. It's just saying like which characters who were like main characters weren't in it. That's about it. All right.
No good fun facts.
Nope. Sorry, but we do have some comments. Where do we stop?
We were kind of bouncing around. We were bouncing around. We got some from our buddies. We got some cool things and fun things.
Yeah, I did like Zom said, a gun is not the weirdest or most destructive thing to be stuck into a prison via pie.
Yeah.
What has been then?
Oh. We were talking about something on another show on the pilot, and Porpoise Power suggested it might be on Tubi. I think it's a Shout production. I don't know which you were talking about.
I know that Tubi's like a streaming thing that I guess is like super free, or like it's free if you have a cable.
Okay.
Because like I can like I know like a lot of times like if I want to like watch something, it says like it's on Tubi, and then I end up watching it there, and like it just lets me. So I guess it's like free and not illegal.
Not sure. Sam says he likes my singing. Thank you.
I think you're saying that people were we talking about?
I don't think we were talking about that in that episode, but I've talked about it before that people comment.
Yeah, I think you're talking about like I get anxious about
like
when people say that like I look at you too much, which like I just like I'm like I wanted to see her reaction.
Yeah.
Which like and kind of forgetting most of the time they're like, oh wait, I can just like watch it when I want to like right away, but then I'm thinking like, oh wait, we're recording this.
We're recording this.
So that's kind of my reasoning for just like looking, and then like I think people don't like my voice. I think I talk too much, and like those anxieties building up. I think somebody left a mean comment about that, just saying like.
Mean comments just mean that we're getting popular.
Yeah, so like I got upset about that, and then you were saying like I stopped singing because people didn't like it, and I'm like, what? I like your singing.
Oh, thank you.
Sing about all the potatoes and molasses that you want.
Yes.
I shall put that up.
Yes.
I'll put up the over the garden wall reaction.
That'd be fun.
It's similar to the Hocus Pocus one where we just watched the entire thing in one go, and it might have been dark because Kaylin thought it'd be spooky.
I listen. I wanted to get into the mood, so I turned the lights off.
It's just a bunch of kids in the 1800s trying to get home. Nothing weird like that at all, right?
Yep. It's nothing.
No twists in the.
No. There's nothing like strange or weird about it at all. Okay, listen. Okay, Zom here. On our Bittersweets video, you said a gun is not the weirdest or most destructive thing to be stuck into a prison via pie. But like, I want to know what else has been stuck into a prison via pie. Did I miss that?
I literally said that. I just said that comment.
I was too busy reading the other comments.
I know.
What? Did you say something?
Oh, Zom also said, you listening?
No. What?
I think Pushy Days might actually have created the weird buddy cop genre. I mean, aside from the love story, the show's premise is detective solving crimes with the guy that can raise the dead, and there wasn't really a show like that before. But now I think you wrote no. I think we meant now we have Castle, novel writer helps cops solve crimes, fake psychic helps best friend solve crimes, and Lucifer, the devil himself, helps cops catch criminals. But I guess like the buddy cop thing has always been around.
Buddy cop thing has been around for
I think
long,
the idea
long
was like there was I don't know if it was Pushing Daisies, but like it was a thing of like here's a buddy cop thing and like a detective show, but like somebody has like a thing that's like weird.
A thing. Yeah.
I think Cass started the whole like author setting up, like hanging out with a cop because that went on forever.
Yeah. Oh, Castle did go on forever.
Was that a good show? Is it like one of the shows that like you just like watch?
It's one of those things that like it's like on like it's like 9 p.m. on the CBS and you're like, I guess I gotta watch something.
It did give Nathan Fillion a paycheck for a while.
Yeah. So like good for him.
Good for him.
Got that money.
I still haven't seen Lucifer. I think it's on Netflix now.
People like were really into it.
I kind of want to watch it.
Will you watch it? Let me know if it's good.
Okay. You know what? I mean, if I like it, then we'll just do it for the show.
Hey yo.
Well, I think it's in that whole like Arrowverse kind of world.
Oh yeah, like all of those shows.
Yeah.
Like
I like kind of want to watch them, but then I kind of don't. Because I haven't seen a lot of them.
It's like it's one of those things that's like I want to watch it, but also it's an investment of my time.
Well, I watched because I think like Constantine was technically part of that, but that was on NBC, and I watched that and actually really enjoyed it. But then it got canceled because I knew it was probably going to get canceled. But then I think the actor who played Constantine, because he was actually really good, ended up going on to Legends of Tomorrow.
Nice.
So good for him.
Good for him.
But like, yeah, I think like Arrow's ending, and I don't think any of the other shows are ending. Maybe Lucifer might be soon, but nothing else is.
Right.
So that'll be a while before we get to any of that.
Yay.
The mom was the killer in the Halloween episode. I feel like was meant to be Pamela Voorhees reference from the Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Because spoilers, in Friday the 13th, the first one, Jason's not the killer.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
I did not know that.
Okay.
You spoiled it for me.
I still haven't seen Friday the 13th. That's
Yeah.
going to be a while. And you might forget. I don't have any more spam. Oh, we do. Wait.
Oh, I need good spam.
Why was that one of Zom's comments spam? No, that was on there, wasn't it? Why is it?
I don't know.
Maybe it's my Tubi thing. Zom, one of your comments, for some reason...
It's been marked as spam.
It's not, though. I'll figure it out. Because the other ones are definitely spam. Especially the one... There's like, we got one saying that Jesus loves us.
Oh, yeah. We got a really long comment talking about how Jesus loves us, which is great. Appreciate it. Don't need the comment, though.
Well, I'm Jewish, so he doesn't love me. Even though...
That's not true. Jesus loves everybody.
I mean... Did he?
No. Jesus was cool. Jesus just has a weird fandom. Like
I'm a fan. I'm a fandom for Jesus Christ Superstar.
Word. It's a fun one.
All right. I think that's it for now. But guys, leave us more comments and we will read them on our channel.
Yay!
I don't sound like a robot right now.
We sound.
But thank you guys for watching us. If you're watching us on the YouTubes, hi. Please like, comment. We'll read it. Subscribe. We're close to 560 right now.
Woo! It could be more.
It could be more. Maybe. Soon. Who knows? We're on Facebook, facebook.com/wittyclose. You can like us there, leave a comment, follow, I think. We're on Twitter @wittyclose. If you want to tweet at us, we'll read it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Eventually. There's not many tweets. That's why I don't.
We don't get many tweets.
What's another one? Patreon, give us money. We're going to announce some exclusive stuff for Patreon next month.
Yay.
Because we're still working on them.
Yay.
A bit. And, but if you want to give us money now, so then you have them right away.
Do it.
Please and thank you.
Do it.
We have an email, wittyclose@gmail.com, so you can send us an email with a question or just like a fun thing. If you want to send us like a fanfic you wrote,
do it.
We'll discuss it on the show. We might not read it on the show just because in case it's long.
Yeah, we can't like read the whole thing.
iTunes, you can rate and subscribe and leave a review. Leave us 5 stars or 4. I don't mind 4 stars.
4 stars is fine. That's like, listen, you gotta be real.
Yep. And we're on Spotify.
Yay.
You can follow us there.
Yeah, I don't know how Spotify works, so do it.
Just go on Spotify. Just get the app. Make an account.
At this point, I don't have a Spotify out of spite.
I just have it because there's several podcast networks that I like that are only exclusive to Spotify right now.
It's very interesting.
So, I don't really hate it. It's just like, I don't pay for it.
Nice.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
Right.
There's like a bunch of stuff like, if you want to sponsor us, I use some of your products. Like Audible, I use you. You can sponsor us. Native deodorant, I use your eucalyptus and mint, and it's really good. I will give you.
Ooh.
It's actually like, it smells really good.
Yeah.
And then also like it lasts a really long time.
Nice.
Like not gonna lie. And I'm like, so Native sponsor us. I'm giving you good stuff. And then you have Kaylin. You can try like the other flavors.
This is good.
I also have cucumber and mint, but I haven't tried the one yet. But they smell really good.
Very
and
nice.
there's no aluminum.
Linoleum.
Aluminum,
linoleum.
Tongue twisters.
Yeah. The choir exercises.
Good times.
Good times.
We don't have Instagram. Maybe we'll make one eventually. I made one for myself, but I haven't touched it.
You can make a post on Instagram and tag us if you want to.
Yeah, do that, and then maybe we'll like start. I don't know what we would take pictures of. That's the only thing. Just like, here's our setup. We're doing a recording.
Yeah.
And then maybe if we start traveling again.
Oh man, I would love to start traveling again when it's safe to go outside. Stay inside. Maybe by the time this episode goes up, things won't be as bad anymore. I doubt it.
I think you just jinxed it.
I probably listen. We know what's gonna happen, right? We know what's gonna happen. People are gonna be stupid, and then bad things are gonna happen.
So there's that. Okay,
that's how I feel about that. And that is many big words as I can say.
What if somebody's watching us like 5 years in the future? They're like, what?
Like, what are you talking about? It's like,
unless we're still in quarantine in 5 years.
That is an evergreen statement. That is an evergreen statement. I can say like people are stupid, bad things will happen, and you can watch that at any point in time and be like, you're right.
Okay.
And I am.
So join us next time. We're going to be talking about season 2, Pushing Daisies, season 2, episode 5, Dim Sum Loosum.
Nice.
And season 2, episode 6, Oh, It's Magic.
Oh. I'm curious. Okay, let's go.
All right. I'm Dar Whiteman.
And I'm Phil.
Peace. Yay!
Nice.
The end.
And then they didn't do it.
They didn't do it.
They didn't do it.
Well, they can't do it or else. Necrophilia?
Like that.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk about them? That was fun.
That was a good time. I enjoyed that.
Stuff happened?
Stuff happened. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Go.
Made me think of another. I saw a trailer for a Christmas movie coming out soon that I'm like, oh, Caitlin's gonna like this.
Is the one with Kristen Stewart?
Yeah. Come on.
This movie has lesbians. Caitlin's gonna love it.
And Kristen Stewart as a lesbian, which is also great.
And you're right.
Is she a lesbian or bi? I forgot.
I don't think it's been. I don't think.
I know it's not relevant, but I just was I'm curious.